psychology literature than it is medical, but this is a very functional model of a brain that lives itself out. This theory lives out every single day, for myself as well as everybody I see. So we've got 3 different levels. We've got the brainstem, which is the oldest part of the brain. It was started to develop in utero and does a whole lot of developing in the first year of life. Then we've got the green emotional brain. So as the information hopefully is coming in, the sensory information coming into the brain weaves together, comes up here. If the emotional brain decides that, yeah, it's interesting or familiar or safe, great. It sends out all these neurotransmitters to help with attention and help to feed the information up to the higher level thinking brain. It's a great thing. Okay, so sensory information comes in. Then if it comes in disjointed, if the child's tired or they haven't eaten or they have sensory processing issue where they can't stand loud noises or they get nervous when people touch them or all those kind of things, and the information's coming in disjointed, it flows up into the emotional brain, and the emotional brain decides, ugh, this isn't safe, this is more of a threat. And when it decides that it's a threat, what it does is sends out adrenaline and cortisol instead of other neurotransmitters, and instead of moving up to the thinking brain where we can respond to things, it sends out that adrenaline cortisol, getting our body and our system ready for fight flight. Thank God we have this, because it has saves our lives, if we're stepping in front of a car. But if it's a math test, or it's a birthday party, or if it's a ball being thrown towards you in gym class, and you do that fight flight thing, that's not cool. And so it can either send it to respond, safe, organize all our thoughts and organize our body, or it can send it, think of it as a threat, and we react to the information instead of respond. This is what's happening with kids who have behavior problems, emotional problems, anxiety, is they're stuck down in the lower part of the brain because of this fight-flight system, some immaturities in the nervous system, in the brainstem in the first couple of years of life. Something didn't quite necessarily mature and integrate and develop, but we keep going, and we're pushed into 5th grade, pushed into 6th grade and 7th grade, and it's so hard. They have to work really hard to access higher level thinking because they're stuck down here. So then we have 2 sides of the brain. The left side, which is more language-oriented, sequencing details, and then the right side that's more whole brain, or big picture, hands-on, visual kind of thing. We want both. By 4th grade, the curriculum demands, even before 4th grade now, demands that you have good connection between the left and right hemispheres of the brain. Because if you have that, then you're able to get that executive functioning that everybody's talking about task focus, about problem solving, about planning, about editing your work, about thinking ahead, whatever, and that's way up here. So some models go, let's train the brain from the top down, and they start up here. We train the brain from the bottom up, because this is where they're stuck.
And I'm going to use that word empowerment again. We teach the children this model so they can picture this. And so if they're children who might have tantrums and fall to the floor and cry, it's okay. You're in your baby brain. Your body just needs to move it out, to move in response to whatever threat was perceived. The children are feeling more empowered knowing this. They feel like it takes that shame off of their behavior and that mystery as to why am I behaving this way and others aren't. And so we teach them this, and they'll come into us and say, oh, so-and-so, like at school, I could tell he was stuck in his emotional brain, boy. Like, he was really crying, But now, all of a sudden...
And then they'll say, I wanted to teach him hookups because...
Yeah.
Did you? Yeah, you didn't do
But
it.
but it's such a simple concept, and if they are stuck in one or the other, we say, okay, use those tools that we've taught you. Use those movement tools. Then you can reach your thinking brain. You can be rational, and you can think through whatever the problem is. And they just feel really, like I say, empowered. Empowerment is a huge word for us with these kids. But just giving them something simple as this. Just here's a diagram. Here's how your brain works in a very simple manner. And this is why you're doing the things you do. Let's change it.